Well, I had an interesting flight. Something happened. What do I go on every year? 25, 30 flights a year. I do well over 150, 200,000 miles a year in flying. And I've been all over the world. And this is the first time I was ever pulled out for a security check. Today's video is brought to you by Private Internet Access. Have you ever been seeing this story that you wanted, or this television program or a YouTube video that you wanted to watch, and you clicked on it and it says unavailable in your country? Oh, that just burns me up. But guess what? I have a VPN. So I just have to click on my VPN, say where that country that I'm trying to look at that video is from, click on it, and boom, I can now watch that video. The VPN tells the internet, hey, you're in that country, so it's okay for you to watch that video. And with the censorship going on right now in a lot of places about internet content and television shows, a VPN is a good way around that, and it has allowed me to see shows and see YouTube videos and see news stories that I couldn't if I wasn't running a VPN. Also, a VPN is a must-have to protect your personal information from hackers and people looking to steal your personal information and even all your money in your bank account. So I chose Private Internet Access. Why? Because they let me choose more than one device. I can choose 2 laptops, I can choose 3 desktops, I can choose 5 iPads, I can choose 7 cell phones, all under the same plan. They also have a no log policy, which means they don't store any of my personal data, which is the whole idea behind a VPN. And by the way, that's been proven in court by a third-party audit. So if you want to protect your information, if you want to make sure you can see every video and story out there from whatever country it's from, well, follow my link down below and you can get 83% off as well as 4 months free. So as little as $2.03 a month, you too can secure your information. And by the way, you might be able to see that news story that you couldn't if you didn't have a VPN. Thanks again to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. So I'm in line, getting ready to go through security, and it is the very first flight. It's the Canadian flight to another Canadian city. So not even the more stringent flying to America security. And I take my laptop out, put my laptop, take my belt off, my shoes off, put it down, put my backpack on a different, it still has camera equipment. I'm not emptying out all my camera equipment. If they want to search it, I let them search it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Off it goes. I get through security, boom, no problem. Walk around to the end, I'm looking, here comes my laptop. Hey, my laptop makes it through. Normally, that's what gets pulled aside is my laptop. And I'm going, yeah. And there, boom, there goes my backpack. It's being pulled out aside. Okay, now a lot of you are thinking right now, yeah, that happens all the time. You know, sometimes they have to go through your bag. Yes, that happens a lot to me too. That's not what the first thing is. That's not the new thing that happened to me. In this case, when the lady started going through, asked permission to go through my bag, I said, of course, yep, go ahead. It's just camera equipment and everything like that. And she came across the power supply to my camera. To my computer. In case you can't see it, I can't even lift it. Let me see if I can lift it up to you here. This is the power supply to my computer. Look at the size of that sucker. Well, it's a very strong laptop because I do editing and that on the road. I need a strong computer, so I need a big, powerful, power supply. And they say, okay, well, I just have to swab it. So they start swabbing it. Alarms go off. I've never had alarms go off on any of my equipment ever before. And now they don't only they take back the backpack, they take back the power supply, they ask me for my laptop back, and they tell me to go over to another area, and I have to walk over to another area where some people come over and start questioning me like, Where am I going? Where do I live? What's my job? What kind of equipment am I carrying with me? Have I been around explosives lately? Do I know anybody who has explosives? And I'm going, no, I have a laptop computer, folks. I almost said it to him, but I'm not dumb enough to joke around with security at an airport. Okay, I can smile, but I'm not dumb enough to joke around and say something dumb like, unless my 75-year-old sister is a terrorist and planning to blow somebody up. I could have said that because I just moved my sister this week. But did I say that? No. I zipped my lips. I did not say that. And after asking me these questions, they said, okay, well, we're going to have to empty out your entire backpack. And they emptied out my entire backpack. I have 3 cameras in my backpack. I have my computer, my travel documents. I have portable batteries. I have my 360 camera. I have all these other knick-knack things for filming. All in there. Cables galore. Big pack like this of cables. And yeah, they had to pull them all out and swab each one individually. Then they put them all back in the bag. They asked me to put them all back the way it was. And then they went and re-scanned it again. And it got pulled aside again. And then they brought it over. And again, they started asking me more questions. And then they asked if I can be searched. I immediately went, go for it. And so luckily it wasn't a strip search. I almost thought that's what they were going to ask. But they were just asking me to, be patted down and checked out and stuff like, and I'm going, okay. And so, yeah, after all that, I had to turn on my laptop, show that it was an actual laptop. It actually powered up. This was the power supply that hooked up to it. It all worked. It showed, I even had to show them that when I turned on the power, it said there was nothing hooked up to it, just working on battery power. And then when I plug in my thing, it doesn't show the battery anymore. It just shows that it's charged. It has a power supply. I said, see, it's working. That's a real power supply. So yeah, I've never had that happen, ever in all my travels. And I travel a lot, as you well know. And that's never happened to me before. Wow. And even after all that, and being patted down and being put all then we had about 15 minutes of documents to fill out, where I had to tell them where I was going, give them my passport information again, tell them my last 3 trips that I did, which I, gladly I remembered where I was, etc. All this list of stuff. And I'm going, wow. It's a good thing I left early for the airport, because I literally got to my plane right when they were like halfway through boarding already. And it was only one of those short flights, Ottawa to Montreal. It's like a 20-minute flight, so it's not a big plane. So when they're halfway through, that means they get like 10 minutes and they're done and they're ready to pull out. So this was a very close call. And at 5:30 in the morning is when the flight took off, and I was in line at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I still almost missed my flight. Yep, I've never, ever had security pull me aside like that in the past. Have you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever done that? Have you ever had it worse than that? Has it gone even further? There's like suspicion of something else? I am very curious, but if anywhere, I would expect to have it when I'm going through the U.S. customs, because they're more strict when we're going. But going through the Canadian customs is usually very simple. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.